my sample TDLT lesson plan demo. Before we dive into the demo, I'd like to give you a little bit of background about the course and the students. So the course is designed for English Partners in Communication, which is EPIC, a course offered by Michigan State University for anyone who wants to practice English speaking or just overall increase their English competencies. The students that I'll be teaching are mostly mid-intermediate to high intermediate level students. Many of them are spouses of Michigan State University scholars. Some of them are stay-at-home moms. And when we did the needs analysis for this particular group of students, imaginary needs analysis, we found that one of the things they need to do on a daily basis is take care of the child's education. So this can mean enrolling them in a school or attending teacher-parent meetings or even writing teacher's notes. So I have envisioned a course where all these kind of tasks will be done throughout the course. And in particular, the demo today is going to focus on the admission process. So for the lesson aims, I am thinking about that the students by the end of the lesson will be able to list all the factors they should take into consideration when thinking about which school they should select for their child. And also they'll be able to analyze information from various websites and sources in order to find out the most appropriate school for their child as well. So clear so far? Should we dive right into the lesson? Okay. So this is the lesson. It's choosing a school for your child. And for the next 20 minutes, you're all parents. Congratulations. All right? And someone is groaning or is very excited? That is very excited. Okay, so for the first task, I would like for you to read the passage I've given you. It's taken from a blog. It will give you some idea about the things to keep in mind when selecting a school for your child. Sometimes you may come across a word that is not familiar to you. That time you can look at the context like I taught you last class in order to find the meaning, or you can raise your hand and I'll come and try to help you out. Yes, can you read those please?
Extracurricular activities are also important. School on activities outside of regular
Mhm. So I feel that from the context, can you guess what the meaning is? I think it's kind of there in the sentence, the meaning.
activities
Where? Inside the classroom or part of the curriculum? Or?
outside of class.
Yeah, great. Go ahead. Mhm. done, you can try and identify the factors the author mentions that we should keep in mind when enrolling our child in a school. She gives many examples, many factors, right? So see if you can identify some of them. This is individual, sorry, that's individual. Okay, so do we all take a look at the passage? Yes? Any words that were unfamiliar to you? Yes?
How do you say the word?
Curricular? Yeah, exactly, curricular, extracurricular. And you found the meaning from the context. Could you tell the class what the meaning is?
Activities outside of school.
Yes, exactly. Yes, Olamide.
How do I pronounce C-R-I-T-E-R-I-E?
C-R-I-C-E? T-E?
T-E-R-I-E.
How do you think? How would you pronounce it? It's a hard ka sound. Can you start with ka? Cry. Criteria, right, exactly.
Does it?
What does that mean? Can anyone tell me what that means? Maybe from the context you can understand or guess the meaning?
Requirement?
Requirement, yes, very good. It's a requirement, it's a criteria. Thank you, Robert. All right, so what are some of the factors that the author mentions that we should keep in mind?
The facilities at the schoolhouse.
Right, so facilities, anything else?
Teachers.
Teachers, yes. Mhm.
Ratio of students and teachers.
Right, very good. This is actually maybe a new word for us, right? Ratio of student to teacher. Does anyone know what this means? How many students are here in the class? 14? 14? Right. And so, and how many teachers are there in the class? Van is invisible, so. One. Okay, so the teacher to student ratio will be 1:14. 14, right. Somebody is very good at math. All right. So the author does mention a few steps that we can follow, right, in order to figure out the process. What's the first piece of advice given by the author?
Checking the website, the website for the schools.
Right, that's very good. That's actually a very important thing, that we should look at the websites to find the information. But before that, what are the things that we should, yes?
Make a list.
Make a list, exactly. So the first thing is, it should start with us, we have to figure out what are the things that are important for us, right? That's exactly what we are going to do now. We are going to get sorted into groups, and now you are all a family and you are going to be co-parenting and going to select a school for a child, okay? So can we get into groups, and then I'll give you the next set of instructions. I know it's hard, but it's good physical exercise.
We rule here now.
Everyone.
You're the odd duck out in this situation.
Do we have all the people? Yeah.
Next year.
Wait a minute. Oh, it's down. Oh my God,
Yeah.
it's across.
So Adam, Abigail, Christopher, Valen.
That makes sense.
Our territory has been infringed upon.
I was wondering, like,
So we all found our co-parents? Excellent, okay. So for the next part of the task, I would like for you to try and list down at least 5 factors that were not there in the, passage that you think are important when thinking about a school? And this is what should happen. I want you to interact.
Like the philosophy of the school.
Because things that influence childcare, but sometimes childcare, or something watching them. For school exercise.
Do you need me to help you?
Yeah, so like the time that it takes to get there, or
Yeah.
kind of, or is it whether or not there's transportation?
I think is in the US, there's like one side age. Just like, it doesn't matter. It's like what if we're talking about elementary students, like, you have to be like 5. You have to be like, I think 4 and 8 months or something like that. And you just get really into a grade. No. They talk with like people your same age.
Appreciate it.
I
I don't think we're allowed to use that. What about
Yeah.
So
diversity?
search for the
Or either way, like,
Yeah.
like,
But I see, maybe that was it.
is it all,
I mean, I know.
I mean, typically today we think diversity is better. So, in most situations, so like, are the teachers,
However,
are the students?
some has the majority of the community.
So you have 3 so far?
Yeah, it's terrible. I thought they like changed the formula. and I'm just pretty like,
How many have you got?
Yeah.
You've got 5, you're a good parent.
Good, that's just
Sorry?
transportation.
Yeah, if you want, sure. How many have you got information? 2?
That one down.
right down variety.
All right, I think most of us have found at least 3 to 4, right? So let's power through and share those. Anyone wants to share? Yes?
We have to talk about 5 things need to take into account. The first one is actually location.
Sorry?
Location.
Location, right, very important. You don't want to have your kid, be driven like for 2 hours, right?
Yeah. Same thing. The second one was budget.
Budget, right. So I'm also new in America. I wonder if is it same for all schools? Is it free? No? Elementary schools are free.
Wait, for public schools?
Elementary schools are free for public schools.
Public schools.
But for the private schools,
You have
you pay. All right. Any other group wants to share?
transportation.
Transportation, very good. After school care programs. Right. If you are a working parent, then you definitely want something like this. Anyone else?
Food.
Food?
Please have good food. I want my child to get some meat on the bones. Too skinny.
Okay. So what they're serving in the cafeteria is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good point. Anyone else? Yeah.
Layla mentioned school philosophy.
Hmm.
Thought that was a good one.
Yeah. School philosophy. What are the values they're teaching you, right? That's important.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, great. I'm so, yeah.
That's what we said, diversity.
Uh-huh.
That's an important factor.
Could you, for anyone who doesn't understand this word, could you explain what this means?
Yeah, like there's different types of people that offer students the opportunity to learn from each other.
Exactly, right? Thank you for bringing that up. That is actually a very important point. That most of us want our children to go to a school where they'll be able to learn from other students who come from different cultures, different races, different backgrounds, right? Just so that they can have a more fulfilling educational experience. All right, great. You are already great parents, and I can see that. So moving on to our next task, we are actually going to adopt a child. Okay? So you all have a child, and you're going to try and find the perfect school for that child based on the information that I found on the website. Okay? So in the article, do you remember the author mentioned a website where you can find all the information? I went to that website and I found 3 good schools at East Lansing. Okay? And you have the information here. You have some of the attributes of the child here. So you try to figure out which one will be the best fit for your particular child. Clear so far? Okay. One note, sometimes you may not be able to find a school that fulfills all your criteria, and that's okay. That's part of the task, to figure out which is your priority. Okay? All right, so I'll give you the worksheets first. So I think maybe 2 people I have to share, please. And congratulations, you have adopted this child. Sorry? I should have done that, right?
We'll give it.
Well, you can give your child a name. Kyle gave a very good idea. Name your child.
I have a
Octavius?
No.
There she is.
This is a girl. You were a Spanish trying to find the right school.
Who's your child?
Their child wants to grow up.
Yeah, it looks like this.
Who's the person from Wakanda?
Oh,
yeah.
So,
King something?
like, they're from South America.
Oh, Trevor
Yeah.
Noah.
From South America or Central America. Yeah, Spanish. What are our 3 schools?
Child values
Do you want-
English. No, we value English.
Sure.
White is a great place. It's
You enjoy this?
Do we want to think what our priorities are? With good teachers.
Yeah, oh, you're making it more specific? Yeah, I can see Valen's child wanting to
Seems like the schools, these schools are going to be in the so that's,
I don't like it.
so this is like, yeah. Oh, I see. What's the best?
If you're having any trouble understanding the statistics, you can ask for. If you're having trouble with figuring out the statistics, don't be hesitant to ask for my help.
That's a lot of white.
All with teachers. Experienced teachers. Percentage of teachers. The first years.
But this last one, it's not like there's there still is, it's just a little bit less. I would prioritize. Oh,
They'll affect her chances.
If you want to certify your parents are also. You want to have to.
This is actually a pretty while, I wonder. Yeah.
It's interesting, yeah.
That was
I'm
Of
not,
course, it's actually relevant.
Yeah, it's
I've got like 2 more years.
Oh, so you're like, you're
No, it's interesting.
Tama?
Teacher? Teacher? Teacher.
There's no science.
It doesn't say, so you're asking me again, like, what do you prioritize here? Do you
She said you were
prioritize higher
adopted.
test scores, or do you prioritize?
We're not part of this family.
Yeah. Kind of favoring.
Tama ah?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because we are a little short on time, this is a demo, I'm going to have to rush you through. Do we have some idea at least like where we might go with our, yeah, you do? Would you like to share?
We were leaning towards White Hill Elementary School
Whitehall.
because it has a higher testing score in social studies, and our child is interested in being a historian.
Okay,
In our
interesting.
colleges.
Right. So if we had more time, how the class would run is that after each group had decided which school they are going to send their child to, one representative from each class would come to the front and, you know, say why they took the decision they took and give some reasons. And that's how it's going to. All right. Thank you so much for playing along.